After the heavily detailed Episode 8 of Star Trek Picard, we've all wondered where the final 2 episodes of the series will take us. Today we're chatting about the preview for Episode 9, so let's go ahead and watch that trailer.
We just came 25 light years in 15 minutes.
I noticed a little turbulence.
We call it Capelius.
I was born there.
Do they hate us?
I really don't think so.
I'm picking up 5 bogeys coming right at us.
All power's gone.
What do we do about it? Brace yourself!
Hey everyone, my name is Commander Brie, and welcome to Trek Central. Today, as we mentioned, we'll be talking about Star Trek Picard Episode 9. The episode appears to be a 2-parter season finale for the series, due to the title. The title of Episode 9 is Et in Arcadia Ego, Part 1. The Episode 10's title is the same, just with Part 2. We'll go further into the meaning of this later on in the video. As a quick reminder, in this video there will be potential spoilers for Star Trek Picard, so turn away now if you don't want to be spoiled ahead of the new episode. You've been warned. If you're new around here, then we here at Trek Central would kindly ask you to consider hitting that subscribe button, as we're constantly striving to bring all new Star Trek videos every single week. Alright, so let's jump right into this breakdown. First, we'll be breaking down the global preview of Episode 9, which you saw at the start of this video. Then we'll talk about the exclusive clip from the Ready Room, as well as a quick segment about the episode title and what it could mean for the series. Our first shot in the preview trailer opens with La Sirena inside the Borg transwarp conduit that the crew entered in the final scene of Episode 8. Now, thanks to Episode 8, we do know that Narek is on their tail. Whether they detect this is something we'll need to find out. Picard says, "We just came 25 light years in 15 minutes. Clearly, he's impressed with the distance that they've traveled in such a short amount of time. All while Jurati, now on the bridge, speaks up with a little sarcastic comment by saying, "I noticed a little turbulence." La Sirena then flies towards the planet, which appears to be an M-class. Soji can be heard saying what the planet's name is. "We call it Capelius. I was born there." We get this fast scene of Soji finishing the sentence, followed by an overlook of what looks like a fancy house or some sort of facility. If I had to speculate, I would say this is most likely the facility where Bruce Maddox used his laboratory for synthetic research. This is probably the place where Soji and Daj were created. Jurati then says, "Do they hate us?" With Soji following up her comment by saying, "I really don't think so." Their comments here suggest that someone or something is currently on the planet. The question is, who or what? It could be that more synthetic life forms are currently stationed on the planet's surface and are not going to appreciate La Sirena turning up out of the blue. Though given speculation and theorizing, perhaps someone else is located there. Remember that Soji's father's face was blurred for her. Perhaps the individual is located on the surface. But the comment of "they" does suggest that there is multiple of something on or around the planet. As La Sirena approaches the planet, it appears to trip some sort of planetary defense grid. Raffi mentions that targets are approaching the ship with the following line, "I'm picking up 5 bogeys coming right at us." Now, the targets that are approaching the ship are a little strange. Our first watch of the preview, we thought that they looked like giant flowers of some sort. Now, that might sound crazy, but there are a few factors to point towards that. Either way, these things look like some sort of defense grid that will defend the planet. With the next scene, we see what they do. As the crew braces themselves, La Sirena is plunged into darkness as the power of the starship is drained out of it. This leaves Rios providing the only light source via a lighter. A good use for that, I would say. As an alarm blares, we can see some sort of object burning up in the atmosphere, with Picard saying, "Brace yourselves," as it appears like La Sirena is the object in the atmosphere. However, at second glance, it actually looks more like one of the targets has fallen and burned up, which would make more sense. Then again, it would be a bold move by the producers to kill off La Sirena in Series 1. Though, as we know, they're totally fine with killing off concrete things so far, so it really wouldn't surprise me if La Sirena was the object crashing to the surface. I hope not, as she's a great ship. Now, the trailer ends there. Overall, a quick little trailer for episode 9 of Star Trek Picard that really does not give much away. As we approach the end of season 1, it does make sense that CBS are going to be a little bit more protective of their plot. Our team's predictions include some sort of large cliffhanger for the end of season 1, so they're not going to reveal too much in order to keep us from not predicting how it goes. Let us know what your thoughts on the trailer are via the comment section below. If you have any theories of your own on how episode 9 is going to play out, then do leave us a comment as we're super interested to hear your opinions. Now, the name for the episode is very interesting. Originally, it was revealed by season 1 showrunner and series writer Michael Chabon via his weekly Q&A Instagram post. The whole meaning of this title could reveal a lot about what's going to happen at the end of the series. So, as another warning, this might contain spoilers, so turn away now if you do not want to know. Starting at the beginning, Et in Arcadia Ego is actually the title of a painting by Nicolas Poussin. Now, the phrase actually has a few translations. By itself, it translates to the following: even in Arcadia, I, death, can be found. As well as, and I too in Arcadia. The first translation piqued my interest when we were discussing it in our weekly Star Trek Picard livestream on Sundays. Mainly the part of death can be found. For some strange reason, we think that this could relate to Data. This is because the phrase refers to death or the deceased. Data is deceased and has been a core focus point of the series. Picard and the crew are traveling to Soji's home planet, which could be referred to as Arcadia, and they might potentially find her creator, maybe Data, in which case, hey, that would match the death-deceased part. Obviously, this is a stretch, but it is something to think about in the long run. We'll have to see how this all plays out. The only reason we bring this up is because each Latin phrase or episode title in Star Trek Picard has a special meaning or links to the episode focus in question. Episode 8's title of Broken Pieces connected to Rios being broken and his holograms being those pieces of him, for example. Now, if you have any thoughts on this topic, please do let us know via the comment section below. You can also check out our source list via the video description for our Latin translations. Or, you could just believe me, cause I took 3 years of Latin, like 10 years ago in high school. Now, let's talk about the exclusive preview clip from the Ready Room. This week, we didn't really get much from it, sadly. As we mentioned before, it's likely that CBS are being protective over their story due to us approaching the end of season 1, which makes perfect sense, cause hey, none of us want spoilers for the show. The clip opens with Soji smiling and the crew looking a little tense as La Sirena makes its way through the Borg transport conduit. Plus, the ship is shaking from the stress of it all. La Sirena's computers inform the crew that the Conaton field integrity is holding at 90%, all while the ship zooms along and eventually drops out of the conduit. The crew are in awe once they exit. Rios comments that they're in the Bolian system, just above the 4th planet, asking Soji if they're in the right place, to which she nods with confirmation. Picard is concerned if the Romulans have arrived before them, with a comment of, "Did we beat them?" Luckily, Raffi confirms that there are no starships on short or long-range scanners, which is kinda surprising to her. Now, this kind of confirms to us that this star system is in the middle of nowhere and potentially off any star charts. Raffi comments on Soji's skills by saying, "Nice work, honey, you got us here really damn fast, and I am never going to do that ever again." It's a nice little sarcastic line from Raffi, and the scene ends there. Now, as we previously mentioned, this clip wasn't really much to go on, most likely as CBS are being protective over what can be shown right now. You wouldn't want too much of the plot being given away, as we're towards the end of season 1. If this is a 2-parter episode, a lot is going to ride on it to also deliver a season 2 as well. I'm wondering if that Starfleet squadron that Admiral Clancy was sending to Deep Space 12 will show up. Then again, I guess that'll also depend on how long it takes them to get to this planet, if anyone decides to even let them know. Before we end today's preview speculation video, let's quickly talk about some of the current plot points that stick out for episode 9. While Picard and La Sirena's crew are headed towards Soji's apparent homeworld, the fact of Narissa and her Romulan fleet are still going to be on their tail kinda sticks out. I'm not entirely sure what they're hoping to achieve by being here, as La Sirena can't go against a whole fleet of Romulan starships, including Zhat Vash agents. Perhaps 7 of 9 will arrive with the Borg cube and save the day once more. Honestly, I'm finding this point slightly confusing. Unless we're going to see some sort of giant battle towards the end of episode 10, which will mark the point of being a season 1 cliffhanger. We're approaching the end of season 1 with just 2 episodes left, so major plot points need to be cleared up, unless they're going to be carried into season 2 of the show. Personally, many of us here at Trek Central really want to see Starfleet show up with the USS Enterprise and many more vessels to help Picard out. Especially seeing as he and Admiral Clancy seem to be on talking terms currently. Though the question of what the crew hopes to find and do on Soji's home planet is interesting. Unless, of course, whoever's on the planet has a few starships and synthetic armies lying around, there isn't going to be much to stop Narissa in her quest to destroy all synthetic life. We're not sure on how episode 9 will play out, but we're super excited to see it go down. If you have any theories or speculations of your own, then make sure to share them with us via the comment section below. And that's it from us here on Trek Central today. If you want to keep up to date with all things Star Trek news, lore, and more, then make sure to subscribe to Trek Central here on YouTube. You can also follow us on social media for daily updates, visit our website, or even join our brand new community Discord server. For now, I've been Commander Brie, and thank you all for watching. We'll see you next time.